Andrew, it's a pleasure to sit down with you and
It's a
chat.
pleasure.
It's definitely been a interesting observation watching your journey from when we met. When did we meet? February or March, something like that.
Yeah, do we meet at the mastermind?
We did
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
for our mutual friend Darren.
Yeah.
Shout out to Darren, legend.
What a guy.
um, yeah. So I was blown away by your age. I'm sure most people say that, like how advanced you are in your thought processes, like where you're at in business, how you think about things and look at the world. Um, so we're in Bali right now, and you're clearly not from Bali, neither am I.
Yeah.
But I would love to know what made you come to Bali. What happened? Because you weren't living here when we met.
Yeah. 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 Well, I'm from Wisconsin. So like farms and cows, that's Wisconsin. And then we have like some cities like Milwaukee, Green Bay, but like mostly farms. So very few people to meet. And it's a very not entrepreneurial community. So at this point I had the business. Darren invited me to come to Bali for the mastermind. I was like, it'd be fun to move here. So I just told the missus we're moving here basically. And that's what happened.
Straight to the point.
Yeah.
Hey,
And like
I've got this idea. You coming with me?
basically. Yeah.
Incredible. Um, what have you learned in that process? Moving to here, has there been any big kind of inflection points for you?
I thought it would be way different from what it was in the sense of like, sorry, it would be way more different compared to Wisconsin than it is.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's closer to what I thought it would be. Like in terms of it's closer to Wisconsin than I thought it would be.
Ah, in
Like
what way?
culturally. People are generally very friendly. They talk to you. Like it's definitely a community. And I thought it would be a lot more like everyone's kind of doing their own thing.
Mm,
Like if you go to Nirvana, for example, just everyone there just clicks.
yeah, yeah. That's really what I love about it here as well. The community aspect. I think that speaks a lot to environment, right? One of the simplest and fastest ways you can change the way you think or progress in life is to change your environment. And and this is where something in my world which I wrestle with a lot. I've spent a lot of time with like Buddhist monks in my life. I've done lots of retreats and studied a lot of Buddhist philosophy, and they're all about change your mind, right? Their whole philosophy is like, I'll help you to change your mind. But and that's fantastic, but sometimes it can take a long time to change your mind, right?
That's true.
The inner work can actually take a long time.
Yeah.
And that's I think it's a hack in life to be like, okay, I am gonna change my mind,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna try and fast track this and change my environment first because that
Yeah.
can like catapult you into change.
Have you read Atomic Habits?
Yes.
Okay, so in Atomic Habits, there's an example from the Vietnam War where you have a bunch of guys fighting off for, I think it was a US example. They're in Vietnam, they're fighting, and I think they get addicted to some sort of drug, a stimulant. And in Vietnam, fighting, whatever. And everyone was like, we're going to have a huge addiction problem when they come back to the States. But just by switching the environment, the addiction problem wasn't nearly as bad as they predicted it because they changed the environment.
Mm, wow. Yeah, that's super interesting.
Yeah,
So powerful. Incredible. So have you found a little pocket of people to hang with and like-minded people?
absolutely. Like Nirvana's great for it. I'm also very like, no matter where I am, I'm going to be on my computer as well and just kind of working. And like, that's my happy place. So it's more about being able to talk business here and just everyone at Nirvana can talk business. You'll just meet an agency owner, you'll meet a coach, you'll meet whoever in the sauna. And
Yeah.
it's like, you can just chat it up.
Yeah, incredible. So walk me through what does a day look like for you right now in Bali? What's a day in Andrew's life look like?
It varies so much day to day, but usually right now my alarm's set for like 7:15 to 6:15, somewhere in that range, depending on where I go to bed. Wake up, drink my coffee, hit Nirvana. Usually while I'm drinking my coffee, I'll write like my LinkedIn post, just kind of get the content sorted for the day. Go to Nirvana, chill, get back around 11-ish, 10:30, 11. Come back and just work for the rest of the day.
Yeah, sick.
That's it.
Locked in
Yeah,
ninja mode.
pretty much.
Nice. Um, yeah. So you mentioned a bit about LinkedIn.
Yep.
I don't personally use LinkedIn, but
Best platform in the
what
world.
are you using right now for your kind of exposure platforms?
Platforms or what am I doing?
More platform. Let's stick with platforms first, and we can.
Okay. So right now I'm using Instagram and LinkedIn. Those are my two main ones. As much as I love YouTube, it's more of a nurturing platform.
Mm,
So we'll take people from Instagram or LinkedIn and bring them onto YouTube. And
right.
then it kind of nurtures them.
Yeah.
So I'd say those two are my two main platforms, but they're very polar platforms.
Yeah.
Like Instagram is visual, LinkedIn is copy and writing.
Mm, yeah. Do they? So when you're creating content for one or the other, can
Mm.
you
Yes.
merge them? Do
Yep.
you find that's helpful or? Yeah.
So what I do is usually I do LinkedIn posts. I post more on LinkedIn than I do on Instagram. So I take LinkedIn posts that do well, and then I make them real scripts because the hook's the same. And
Ah,
then I just need to shorten the copy.
interesting.
Mhm.
Cool.
The one thing that I found about Instagram that's very weird is because I look super young,
Mm.
like I look young, my authority isn't as high, so I have to over index on that.
Right.
Do you know who Nick Setting is?
Um, through Darren.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Nick's big thing is that he does like he takes an iPad and a pen and he just draws out and explains certain concepts. Like that's probably his main style reel. So I've just adapted that for real estate.
Mm,
And that really seems to do like really seems to work.
yeah.
Don't know what about it.
Are you using a iPad to draw or
No, 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 no.
pen and
I
paper?
do it. I do it on Google Drawings.
Ah, cool.
Mhm.
So that's really interesting. So one of my coaches taught me that, a guy called Taki Moore. He
Yep.
basically taught me how to be a coach, right? And he's very visual and models driven. And he learned this from a guy called Simon Bowen, who has a company called the Models Method. He's trademarked the Models Method. So his whole offer is he'll go into your business and turn everything into a visual model, which is incredible. And there are like 20 plus visual models that you can use. And his whole thing is that humans learn better
Visually.
when they can see a visual model. And I know from my experience, I do. Like Owen and I, my business partner, when I mean, we can talk like this for hours about what we're going to do, where we're going to go, how's that going to work. But it's not until we put it on the wall and draw it out and see it as a big diagram. It's like, oh, it makes so much more sense now, you know? So I think that's a big hack and
Yes.
multiple layered, right? It gives the viewer the best learning experience.
Yep.
You get to explain to another degree, but it also it's very engaging. Like when I see someone start to draw something out, I'm like, where's this going to go?
I think it
Where's
has a
this go?
fourth too.
Okay.
It has authority. So like if you're talking
Yeah.
about ads, for example, you can screenshot the ads and put it in. Just now there's a
Jeez.
layer of social proof on top of it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And then it's just so cool to like then look at the shapes. So Taki digs
Yeah.
into like different shapes, right? I use in triangles, I use circles, I use it using squares, and you could just, squares got four sides, so all of a sudden you can bring four elements into an idea, or triangles got three sides. So if it's like a three element idea, or you join in lots of circles together to make a multiple things. So there's so much like science in it as well, and how you put them together is really, really clever.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's another layer of like visual education for people. And
Hmm.
when you get the model right, like man, the you could just see the unlocks in
It
people's
clicks.
heads.
Yeah.
Because like I used to teach a lot in person, and a skill. I used to teach the skill of haircutting to people all around the world. And when I started to learn models and shapes and show them through that, it was like
Just clicks.
just crazy unlocks,
Yeah.
because all of a sudden it's like, ah, of course, like that makes so much sense now.
That's it's so weird. Like thinking back even to just general education, that's just how it was. You just draw it on the whiteboard and then it like clicks.
Yeah.
Don't give me a textbook. Do not give me a textbook. Draw it.
Yeah.
It just works.
Yeah. And it's funny, isn't it? It's that kind of quote, like it's a sign of a genius, from taking complex ideas into a simple shape, for example.
Yeah.
And you just take this big idea. So Taki says, I take it from high level to eye level. Some people will have things just, oh, it's all up here, it's all up here. But I think a real genius can go, hey, I'll bring it down here for you, and that links to your point of authority. It's like if you can distill the genius into just a few
Yep.
simple lines or a few simple shapes, it's like, oh,
You're good.
this guy's got it. And I think then transferring that into our businesses, like that's so like what's the word, attractive for people, like because information, I mean, you sound similar to me. I am information driven,
Mhm.
so I'm geared towards just frameworks and information. That
Yep.
I don't know if you're familiar with the Enneagram personality system, but it's a whole system with numbers. And for me, my number is a number 5, which is the investigator, and what it's just basically information.
Mm.
And but that's so overwhelming for some
Mhm.
people, isn't it? And when we're trying to help people to learn and portray ideas. So I really like that. I really
Yeah.
like that you're using the visual elements and drawing things out. That's really, really cool.
It also forces you to, like, get very good at what you're saying. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Like, when you're trying to teach something, you can just shorten it and shorten it and shorten it until it's just like that
yeah,
for people.
yeah. And that becomes part of your art then. You're the guy that can just distill down things. And I think that's going to be a lifelong thing for me
Yeah.
because my brain doesn't, that's not my set point. You know,
Yeah.
where I'll wake up in the morning and my ideas are like,
It's chaos.
they're just everywhere, and there's lots of them.
Yep.
And it can be crippling. And sometimes I'll have nothing to say because there's so much to say,
Yeah.
and I'm like, huh,
Yes.
oh, where does this go? So this is gonna be a lifelong thing of like just distilling my thoughts down to just nice, simple, sharp.
That's what I like about LinkedIn in the morning, is it allows me to, like, take all those thoughts and put it on paper.
Amazing, kind of like a brain dump.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have a process to like filter that down? Like
No.
to no, you
No, I
you
just
just
throw it all on paper, and whichever one I think is gonna do the best for the hook, that's the one I pick.
sick.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So let's talk a little bit about lead gen for you. So before we dive into that, let's give everybody a little idea about what you actually do.
Okay.
Because we've had a nice little talk about where we're at, but what is it you actually do? Because our businesses are very, very different,
Mhm.
but there's also commonalities in all business. So where are you at right now in terms of your business?
So we do agency. So we help real estate agents generate leads through Google. It's plain and simple as that. Now, we run it like a lot of agencies do done for you. We do done with you. So we understand that a lot of agents aren't necessarily the best at taking leads in and then closing them. It's very foreign. A lot of agents work on referrals, and these are just very different type of leads. So we work with you to then nurture them as well.
Mm. So when it comes to you getting leads for yourself,
Sure.
do you use a similar process to what you teach them, or is it different?
It's similar but different.
Okay.
So Google is very saturated for us. We get some leads from Google. We get probably 1 or 2 organic bookings every week. Just we do nothing that's purely SEO. We don't run ads. Ads just in the agency space are just very saturated. And so to make them work, you need to have a massive budget.
Mm.
So we just choose not to run Google ads. But other than that, like it's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
The exact same thing.
Yeah. Interesting. Walk me through the process of so if someone was going to put budget on Google Ads in your space to get clients like you're looking for,
Mhm.
what kind of budget are we talking? Like, what are we looking at?
I think we'd start at 3K a month.
Okay,
Start.
that's the start point.
Starting point. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just real estate is very saturated in the US. There's everyone and their mom is helping real estate agents do this. And the offers are completely insane. So they'll be like, pay us nothing unless you close a deal, in which case we'll take 20 or 40%. So there's literally no risk on your part. You just sit there and take in leads as a real estate agent.
Yeah.
And as a business model, that works for some, but it's very, very risky. And the other problem with that is then we can't help you as much upfront.
Mm.
So there's just a lot of nuance into that.
Yeah.
And we were actually playing around and doing something like that.
Yeah.
It just numbers perspective isn't doable long term.
Right. What's the block for you there?
So if we wanted to onboard 20 clients, we would have a 30 to 60-day window in which all of those clients, we would make nothing and we would be paying the ads.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's the trap. Yeah.
So like I would love to do something like that for agents. So but we can't. We do something similar. So what we do is we do a super low base per month. It can be $500, it can be $2,000, depending on what you're looking at. And then we just take a percentage on the back end as well.
Right.
So we basically break even with the base, and then you pay for ads, of course, because like
Else it cancels itself out again. So the base goes to you as the founder owner,
yes,
and then the client pays for ads, and then you get a percentage split off of any sale or any commission that they
yes,
get. Is
yes,
that how it works? Yeah,
yes.
cool,
It's
interesting.
it's it's a weird payment structure compared
Yeah,
to most businesses,
yeah.
but it's kind of the happy medium because it also creates a barrier where an agent has to like, is this worth it to work with us?
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it is kind of the happy medium.
interesting. So has there been anything that you've had to overcome in the way that you get paid? Because I mean, it's nothing's really guaranteed, right?
Mhm.
The agent still has to do work
Right.
to get a result, right? I mean, yeah, you can take your base pay, but I mean, is that going to change the world? Like maybe, maybe not. It depends on the volume.
Yes.
But your payday is really when they get the payday, right?
Bingo.
Like, so has there been anything, because the speed in which you get paid or the frequency in which you get paid, that
It's
can be unsettling for
very
some
hit or
people.
miss. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So has there been anything that you've had to overcome, or is there a way that you think about this when it comes to how you get paid personally?
It's averages. So we work with brokerages primarily, which means we market for hundreds of agents. So it's more consistent than you would think,
Mm,
just due to sheer volume.
okay.
Like it's like Alex Mars says, volume negates luck.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's kind of that. It's all math,
Yeah.
like fundamentally.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing that I will say though that we had to really overcome with the offer is agents. It's very hit or miss and hard to gauge an agent when you first meet them, just because as much as I love real estate, there's agents that have super high egos and there's agents that are super humble, and there's really not much in between. And both are very good at their job, which is a scary part. It's just like high ego agents, we have to work with them a little bit more so that they're able to trust us because they end up being very defensive. And then on the flip side, like very low ego agents are very like go with the flow and don't really have the structure. And so we kind of have to implement that structure in as well. So it's just figuring out which agent we have and how we're gonna help them.
Mm. Who do you prefer to work with?
Honestly, it depends on the day.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
very much
Depends on your mood.
yeah, 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 yeah.
What do you feel like when you wake up? Right. This is going to be it today.
Yeah, yeah.
So when it comes to what you offer them, what's the skill gap when you come in with your offer? What is it that you have that they don't have, or what is it that they're overlooking?
I think the easiest one is me being young. Do you know how old the average real estate agent is?
No.
Take a guess.
30, 35,
Higher.
higher,
Higher.
45.
Yeah, it's about mid 40s.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
So most just have never learned how to market online.
Uh,
There's just this huge skill gap here.
Oh.
And so we come in, we do that portion for them, and we just teach them how to nurture the leads. And it's like the biggest unlock. Like I have some clients that are like, it was this easy to get leads the entire time. And I'm like, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so for that one specifically, in 3 months, I think they got 4 multi-million-dollar listings. 4. They're printing like 60 leads a month for 2K in ad spend. And they're closing, I want to say 5% or something like that.
Wow. Incredible.
That's like a 20x ROI.
Yeah.
No.
That's really highlighted. This is why I really wanted to talk to you and do a podcast with you is, yes, our businesses are different, but that's a similarity, I think, in a lot of places is now this new gen of you've got the old timers who were like, it was like a lot of word of mouth. It was the business for them was very different in their day. Like
Right.
someone who's 45, I mean, I'm almost 35, right? So I can kind of see where they were at, but like they're still 10 years ahead of me. So like I'm on the fence of like the old world and the new world. You were born straight into the new world. So and that's something that I have witnessed a lot, and it's oftentimes the biggest unlock in my world as well, is like, hey, you don't necessarily need to do a lot different, but what you do need to do is lean into the marketing, put your ego away for a minute, have a little bit of humility, lean into the marketing, and I love what you said, nurture.
Mhm.
So I work with a lot of service-based businesses, and you could kind of say real estate is a service-based in a sense, right? They're providing a service for people. It's so rare for people to have a nurture system. So rare. I'm like, what? How?
Mhm.
How? So I love that you brought that up, like really leaning into the marketing. And we had a little conversation the other day when we met at the gym, and I thought this was a really cool point of like what I've noticed in my life is that you're gonna have to do both for a while, until the script completely flips the other way. So, for example, the old timers don't like the new kids because they might be thinking in old school thinking of like, oh, time equals skill or authority, So you've got someone who's 45 or look at a 20-year-old and go, well, what would you know?
Right.
You've been in this like 5 minutes. It's like, yeah, but I have a different skill to you. And so the old timers do still have something to teach the younger guys, though. It's
Yep.
it's not like it's outweighed one or the other. It's not like they're redundant and the new kids on the block would have the way. And that's what I've seen in my life. It's like we're gonna have to merge the two together. I think if
Yes.
if the old timers learn the marketing and the new kids learn that massive skill stack that the 45-year-olds have, we're gonna see some incredible stuff. Now, what it's going to take is both sides to drop their ego and go, "Hey, how can we co-create this?"
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's one thing that's so nice about having older clients as well is you like, "Oh, that's interesting. How can I scale that online?" Well, that's then you just take little bits here and there.
I like that because that language, right? How can I scale that online? I think that's what scares the living daylights out of people. Is
Mhm.
like that's new language to a 45-year-old person.
Yes.
I have this thing. How do I scale that online? That's new language,
Mhm.
right? And I think that's what freaks them out. But that's also your unique point of difference, right? It's like you were born into that world, and I live on the fence of that world. I grew up without the internet for a while, and then the internet came in, so I could see both sides, right?
Yeah.
But even for me, sometimes it's like, oh, how do I scale that online? How do I scale that online? But
Yep.
the exciting thing is, most things could be scaled online. you know? Yeah, that's so
It's
cool.
it's it's so crazy when you mix the two, especially relationship building. So, like, all of the like, I guess a lot of the older clients, all of them want to call every single lead that comes in. So they do. And their conversion rate goes through the roof because they like no matter what, even if they don't pick up, they just go, "Hey, like saw you were browsing houses on the website. I saw one that actually might be it's an off-market deal, might be interested to you. Just shoot me a call back and I'm happy to get you in touch with the owner."
Mm,
Instantly built a relationship. Doesn't matter if they close in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Because you did that, you built a relationship with them. And that's such an old school method and it just works.
yeah, wow.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's a skill that I guess that the old timers have that they've learned over their careers just by time in the game, I guess. That a young person might not have because they want things now and they're like,
Yep.
"Oh, it's not working, so I must be terrible or it's failing."
Exactly.
There's something that I teach my clients as well is like the buying psychology of people as well. And I think it was Daniel G said this one. He was like, if you want to get better at sales, it's like get better at understanding buying psychology. It's less about how can I sell better. It's more about understand how people buy.
Mhm.
And I really love that. And I think Taki shared this with me about the buying psychology and the time frame of some people. Some people when they come into your world, they'll be ready to buy in like a week, right? They just binge a bit of content and they're like, oh hey,
Let's do it.
let's do it, right? And then you've got like 30, 60, 90, like you just
Yep.
explained there. And then you've got anywhere up to 2 years from that. So that kind of brings us back to like nurture. If you don't nurture, you might be missing out on a sale. And it doesn't matter when it comes. Like in the next 2 years, they might be ready to do business with you.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just relationships that scale,
Mm.
like fundamentally. That's what social media is. That's what selling is. That's all it is.
I love that. See, this is the wisdom of you. So young. That's what I'm intrigued by. It's like I don't think a lot of people see business that way.
Mhm.
A lot of people see business as just transactional. I do this thing, you pay me, and then see you
Yeah.
later. It's like, but but the best businesses, I think, are relationships over time.
Mm-hmm.
And something that I really believe in is like a lot of money that you actually want already exists within your list or within your current client
Yep.
thing. It's like, but have you done enough to nurture them and bring them on the journey with you?
Exactly.
Because yeah, you can do business once and see you later. But much like my world in the kind of coaching service based businesses, and much like in the real estate world, I know there's a guy that I'm thinking of who helped me with my first ever real estate deal, and and I will go back over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And then he also helped me with putting tenants in that home. And then, so buying it, putting tenants in, all these different things. I'm like, I'm just going to use that guy on and
All
on
the
and
time.
on now, because he's been there. We built a relationship and it's been so smooth.
Yes. Period. End of
Yeah.
story. That's the other funny thing. Like, I see a lot of agencies that are the like churn and burn agencies.
Right.
Bring people in, everyone leaves in like 3 months. Bring them in 3 months. Bring them 3 months. So it's just constantly just new clients.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just build the relationship,
Yeah.
you don't need like you maybe sign 2 clients a month
Yeah.
on a good month. That's all we need.
Well, that's incredible.
Life hack: talk to people.
Yeah. Surprise. Yeah, man. Incredible.
You might find this interesting. I know you're mentioning nurturing. And do you know what SunSpark is?
No.
Do you know what Loom videos are?
Loom videos. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So it's an AI Loom video, and we're implementing this with clients now. So when someone's a buyer or if they're a seller, it sends an AI Loom video tailored to what they were browsing or looking at or potentially listing, and says like, "Hey, like so and so, like will help you, like whatever," and then go down. By the way, how do I pronounce your name? I keep forgetting that. It's Leigh. I'm gonna butcher it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you.
Yeah. Leigh.
Leigh.
Yeah. It's so funny when I speak to the locals
Yeah.
here. They're like, they look at the spelling. They're like, "What?"
I'm so used to like Leigh being Lee.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Okay.
the. I guess that's the common way to spell it. So Leigh, it's actually a very English thing.
Really?
So Leigh basically means meadow,
Really?
just the meadow. Yeah, just
Huh.
a big field. So in the UK, there'll be places. There's a place near me called Buckfast Leigh, spelt Leigh, and it basically means Buckfast Meadow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a Leigh is a meadow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like if you put an A at the end, it's Leia. You
Like,
know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I always say that. I'm like, well, if I was a girl, it's not too hard. I could have been Leah, and then it's fine.
yeah. Grow the hair out a little bit more, you're good to go.
Yeah, it's interesting with my name. I know we're going on a tangent here, but there's a joke I always play on people because I don't have a middle name. I just have my first and last name.
You're so lucky, bro.
Yeah, and then because my parents were like, oh, if I'm one of four boys, so it's like they were like, I can't be bothered coming up with four middle names.
Oh boy.
So and I think they knew they wanted a lot of kids, but I always play the joke. They're like, oh, have you got a middle name? And I'm like, yeah, it's Rebecca. And they're like, what? I'm like, my dad wanted a girl, so I just my middle name's Rebecca. And they're like, no, I'm joking. It's ridiculous. But yeah, incredible. So for the people listening, how old are you? Let's get that one out of the way.
20.
20 years old. Incredible. Like, I think we can all agree right now, you have a different mind to 20-year-olds. Or would you agree? Or do you not? Do you know a lot of 20-year-olds who think like you?
Not a lot. I know a few though.
Yeah.
Especially like Nirvana, every 20-year-old is daddy's money,
Mm.
crypto, or agency, bro.
And
Third category.
yeah, this it's a very unique like melting pot here, isn't it?
It
And I
is.
think it's we get exposed to that, and it's very easy to think that this is normal. Like the longer I spend here, I'm just like, oh, this is normal. And I go other places in the world, I'm like, what is wrong with the world? But so it's a very concentrated dose of people who are going
Yes.
for it. So, you know, at your age, I mean, in the last 2 years, I'm sure you've made like crazy progress in your life, right? Like, when did you start building this thing?
It's kind of a hard answer.
Yeah.
just because it kind of happens slowly. Like, I come from a programming background. I was born and raised like networking books, building PCs, programming, that type of thing. And so when somebody needed something with programming, I was the guy to go to. Websites is one of those things. So I was just doing websites for people around town from time to time in teams, that type of thing. And eventually I started charging probably, I think it was my junior year of high school. And that's just kind of when it started,
Yeah.
like building websites for people.
Yeah. Cool. Has there been anything that you think has set you apart from other people your age? Like, because it's pretty impressive, like what you're doing. I mean, you're on the other.
Necessity.
Sorry,
Necessity.
necessity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you want to dig into that a little?
So context here, like I'm effectively an orphan for all intensive purposes. And so I've just kind of needed to make it work. I don't have another choice. And so I was going to college. College was basically paid for. Like I didn't have to worry about it, but I hated every moment of it. And I had the business on the side that was starting to make money. So once I made, I think it was my first 10K month, I was just like, fuck it. Like this isn't worth it anymore. So I dropped out and like, now you need to make it. So you just keep doing it.
Incredible. Yeah, I can't resonate with that full story. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, we're very different backgrounds, but the thing I do resonate with is I call that the back up against the wall moment. I work the best when I have my back up against the wall, and what I've done in my life, unconsciously at times, is put myself in back up against the wall moments.
Yep.
And it just, you got to make it work, right? So, for context, for me, I left the UK in same age as you. I was 20, left the UK, moved to Australia, 2011. And that was a back up against the wall moment. Like, my dad at the time, he had a friend who went to Australia, spent all his money, ran out of money, went home, and he said, and I was like, "Oh, what did he say about that?" This was right before I was going, and he said, like, save money and have a way of making money, because it's one thing going broke in your own country, it's another thing going broke in a different country."
Yep.
And that is always stuck in my mind. I was like, I can't go broke in a different country. I have no backup, no one to be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go home to mum's house for like a couple of months while I figure my shit out." It's like, I can't
Yeah.
do that. So, unconsciously in my life, I've consistently put myself in back up against the wall moments
Or you have to.
where you have to. And,
Mhm.
and I love that. Yeah. And that opens up a huge kind of space in how you think. It's like, all right, well, that's the driving force, right? It's like, I have to make this work.
It's like it's crazy because it'll be 10 PM, you're like, "Fuck," but, like, I have to, and then you'll work until 4.
Yeah. Well,
Like, it's just like, you just have to, so you do it.
yeah.
Insane drive.
Yeah, it's a gift. Obviously, it's not nice that it's like that, but it's your gift at the same time, right? Like, it's, or would you have it any other way? Like, I
Yeah.
often ask myself, I'm like, would I have it any other way? Probably not, because I look around and see what other people are doing, and I'm just like, well, I kind of like the way I'm going,
Yeah.
you
I
know?
don't know, I feel like it's almost enjoyable. Like, I feel better when I work myself to, like, the extremes.
Mm.
And so, I don't know if that's just due to how I was raised, like, I've always been very, like, I need to work. But my happiest days are me just completely working myself to the bone,
Yeah,
like, oddly enough.
yeah.
I don't know why.
It's no, I totally agree. Like, I think as men, we're very like, we're results driven.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
we wanna get things done. We're like, let me fix things, let me create things, let me, find a solution to things. And I think it's that reward, that dopamine hit of the reward of like, oh, I did it. I
Yep.
did it.
Yep.
Or maybe even if you don't do it today, it's at least stacking the resources for the days to come and trusting that, okay, it is gonna come, and I did everything I could today, left it on the table. I have this weird thing in my head in my life when it comes to like health and fitness, right? So, my dad passed away a couple of years ago from a kidney problem. He had kidney disease, but his whole life he basically just didn't look after his diet or anything like that.
Mm.
Just, and it was pure. A lot of it was lifestyle related, right? And I think that has put a thing in my head of like, I don't want to be the guy Like, God forbid if anything happens to me, touch wood, and I get to the operating table and they'll go, "Ah, it's obvious why, this guy
Yeah.
is the way he is."
Yeah.
I wanna be the guy that left it all on the table, and been
Yeah.
like, I don't wanna go down being like, just not trying, or it's just so obvious why it didn't work, and I think that's what you're kind of alluding to there is like that 4 a.m. finish is like, well, I gave it fucking everything today.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work this week, it's not because I didn't do the things, or put the effort in. So
Yeah, that's exactly it.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that's
you
dead right.
and there's comfort in that. And I guess it doesn't have to be like that forever, right? Until our businesses get to a certain size and
Yeah.
things are systemized and automated. Like,
That's one of the weirdest things now as well, is like me working harder in the business doesn't necessarily lead to more growth.
no.
It's just so weird.
Yeah. And how does it feel to you right now to like think ahead to your business getting to a certain size and
Uh,
like you not having to do as much?
You'll find this completely insane. I am getting to that size. We're getting there. And like we don't even have that much revenue. I've just been probably the last 3 months. Darren is like scale, 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 scale. And I'm like, no, 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 we're gonna tweak the systems, we're gonna tweak this, we're gonna tweak. So basically the only things that I do now is onboarding, Google ads if needed, not even listing service ads, like the more advanced ads, and sales calls.
Hmm.
That's it.
And so walk me through what does that look like in your business now? Who does all the rest of the stuff? What's
So
your
we have
process?
two the technical term is setters, but sales guys basically come in, talk to you, they kind of figure out what's wrong, how can we help you? Is this potentially something you want to talk to, learn a little bit more about? They manage the Instagram, all of that. Oh, and social media. I do social media too. And then we have two operations guys who manage the SEO, that type of thing, and then an external contractor if we need to build websites who helps on that side.
Incredible.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like the ops guy manages basically all of it. I just have to be on them about getting ClickUp, like everything organized so that it's good.
Yeah.
And then the other side is the sales team. So we have a call every night, make sure they're doing their reps. And as long as they're doing their reps, we're probably booking 2 calls a day.
Yeah. Incredible. And are you jumping on those calls? Is it you taking
Yes.
those?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're running into a show rate issue right now. But
Oh,
once we get that fixed, like we're good.
yeah. What are you thinking to adjust the show rate? What's going to be your approach?
First step is I need to drill into the setters that they are not allowed to get off the call until they accept the calendar invite. Period. It's probably the biggest thing. Outside of that, we have a good email flow, we have a good text flow. Um, I mean, basically just that at this point. And we're gonna see how that helps.
Yeah. Incredible. So lead comes in. They've gone through the setup. They've invited the calendar link.
Okay.
Sales. What have you learned about sales over the years? Because for me,
Don't
it's
fucking talk about your product.
yeah. So
Like,
for me, I come from a hair background, right? I was a hairdresser and then a barber for a while, specialized in men's hair. And there's this rhetoric in that world that we're not salespeople. Well, it's like I don't really care what you do in life. You are always selling something. You just are, right?
right.
When you have a service or a product, there's someone buying it. That means you are in sales.
Yeah.
Like whether it has, and the blind spot for a lot of people in the hair world is that it's so culturally normal to get a haircut that they don't think it's sales because people just ask for it. Like imagine if people were just
Yeah.
constantly asking you for help with lead gen. Andrew, like every day you had like 50 people like it. There'd be this weird thing in your head where we're like, I don't need to sell anymore.
Yeah.
But you kind of are in a weird way because it's like you're still putting ads out, you're still putting content out, you're still sending emails out. That's still a form of like attracting people to your world. And that's has been a big learning curve for me. And I'm nowhere near where I want to be with sales, and I'm nowhere near perfect at it. But I had to switch my mindset from like you are always selling.
Right.
And yeah, I guess like has there been any like big revelations for you in that world? Like you said,
Yeah.
don't speak about your product. I'd love to hear more
Literally
about
never.
that.
Literally never.
Yeah.
It's always them. So are you familiar with gap selling? I'm assuming it'll be.
Who's that?
Gap selling?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Darren
Yeah.
told me about gap selling. Yeah.
So if I have an hour, I will spend the first 40 minutes diagnosing the problem.
Yep.
That's it. So, like, first question, like, "Hey, like, how's it going?" Like, rapport building. And immediately I go, "So you hopped on this call to potentially learn about Google marketing. Like, what made you do that?"
Mm.
Gonna answer it. And you just keep getting deeper. Why are you looking for that? What are you looking to get out of it? How does it affect your personal life? Why do you personally want to do it? Tie it there. And then you go into desired outcome. Like, if I had a magic wand and we could do this perfectly, what would happen? So, okay, perfect. You want 7 more deals. Okay. We analyze that. How much is your average market value? We get it on a spreadsheet and like get really granular. So from where they are, where they want to be, and then we go. And this is more of a story brand thing than it is a gap selling thing. We position the product as that bridge, if it can bridge that.
Mm.
So now instead of looking at it like, oh, I'm just like buying marketing services, you're like, okay, so it's 2000 a month plus 10%. And you're losing 7 listings a month right now. That's probably about 35K. Does that sound about right? Okay. So just kind of roundabout math here, like you're losing 30 grand every month that you don't buy this. Does that sound right? They're gonna go, yeah. You go, okay, so if I offered it to you right now, would you take it? Yes.
Yeah.
And like a lot of times you're gonna get objections about like, can I trust you? Yada yada yada. But like all of that, you can go, did you look at my social media before? Like everything is on there. Do you think those won't work for you if they've worked for hundreds of other people? And then you can objection handle.
Yeah. That's incredible, man. It's so cool. Um, I love that, and it's something that I've like learned to do because again when I first learned about sales it was like, oh, let me tell them about how good the product is and what's in the course and all these things. It's like it's pretty much irrelevant, like,
Yep.
and you're always going to get a person who wants to know what's in the course, what's the, and I try and steer them out of that, and kind of where you were going is like I look at where they're at and where they want to go, but also I try to dip into like the feelings as well. So like I learned this a long time ago from a guy called Kerwin Ray. He passed away about last year, I think, but he was one of our original mentors, an Australian business mentor. He did this thing called the sales matrix. The sales matrix walked basic. It's pretty savage, but it walked people into their pain. So it's like because you
Hmm.
got to let them sit, you got to let them stew in it for a bit.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I can take you from statistics and stats and money and all that. I can take from there to there, but if it doesn't connect to the heart, like if they don't have a real pull to like, oh, I really need to do this. Like, and so he had this great line. He says, it's hard because a lot of people don't like sitting there.
Mhm.
The like us, the person who's trying to sell, taking someone into emotional deep water is hard sometimes because depends how comfortable you are with that. There's tension, and it creates like that the tension. And he said this incredible line. He said, tension is the chemistry of change. He was like, if you can just hold the tension for long enough,
Mhm.
it's the chemistry for change, whether they buy or whether they don't. But I found doubling up what you said and then walking them into like an emotional tension as well. They're like, yeah, I gotta change
I
this.
have a perfect example of this.
Yeah.
So we had someone that we closed. They were Minnesota area. I was talking to him on the phone. Pretty standard stuff. And he alluded to the fact that his wife and only one of his kids went to Disney and he couldn't go with them.
Oh,
And I was like, dude, like we can add whatever to your business, but why can't you do that? And it was just a system. And I was like, dude, like we could implement that system in a week and you could go.
yeah,
And you just sit there.
yeah,
Cause like, what are you missing out on?
yeah. And then you just sit there and shut up and let them stew in that for a minute. It's not always nice, but it's like, you know, um, I love that line in sales. That Dan Bolton shared this one with me. He said someone asked him a question about pricing, right? How do I price my products and my offers? And he said, well, I think about it differently these days. He said, I think about what's the number that's going to activate them
Mm.
and what's the number that's going to activate me. Because he says it's not meant to feel comfortable. It's not meant to feel good. if you want people to take action and get results, you need something that's going to activate them. If it's just a couple of grand and they've got a couple of grand, it's like, huh, well, yeah, I guess so. But if it's like 10 grand and they've only got $500, it's like, okay, your first lesson is, and this is another Kerwin Ray line, is like, it's not a question of resources, it's a question of resourcefulness. How
Yep.
resourceful can you become? Your first lesson in business is, can you get 10 grand together?
Yep.
And that's it's like, holy shit. Like, if I really want to do this, then they've have the tension of the pain, which is like, I really don't want to feel like that anymore. So let me go and get that thing. And that whole journey there is so activating. And it's I think it's about pricing things in a place of like what activates us as well. If
Yes.
it's too low, we're just like, yeah, what kind of like level of effort are they going to get from us? And if it's too low for them, they're just going to be like, oh yeah, they just see it as like another bill or something.
Exactly.
So yeah, I really love that frame of like bringing people into a place that activates them, and emotion can do that.
Yeah.
And I love that there's like, so, if your family wants to go to Disneyland again next year and you can't go, like, how's that feel?
Yeah.
Because then you future pace them into the future and they're like, I want to go next year.
Mhm.
And it's like, okay, so are
Exactly.
we gonna do this?
Exactly.
And yeah, it's such a beautiful process. And I don't know if you had ever had to go through this, but there's that block with people in sales. I see this with some of my clients. They think they're like, oh, I just feel bad selling to people. Like, what if they don't have the money, and what if they don't do this? And I feel like it's forced. It's like, look, if you have a gift, right, and you have a real skill that solves a real world problem,
Mhm.
why you would do everything you can to sell that to people. Like, if I had the thing, the cure, why would I not try and sell it to you?
I think what you're saying is more a lack of belief in the product, especially in like lead gen or like coaching services. Because like for people, there's a direct ROI.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe in the product, you don't sell it.
Mm. There's that great Hamoti line, isn't it? It's like, outwork your doubt or build, an undeniable stack of proof to
Yes.
show,
Yes.
who you are and what you say you are. And I think, how would you agree that that's the same with your product, right?
Yeah.
Some people, the product might be great, and there might be a thing of like, people don't believe in it, but the reason they might not believe in it is because they just haven't built the proof yet.
Yes. Yes. 100%. And the other big thing with it is like, I know for me, there were like, there's one client in particular that I can remember that just completely destroyed my self confidence in the product. And afterwards, I had a huge rut in sales.
Mm,
But it was one client and I had a ton of proof before. So as soon as I signed another client, it was like, oh, maybe I do know what I'm talking about.
mm,
You know what I mean? And like you also have to there's a fine line, but you have to build the undeniable thing of proof, but you also have to understand that like there are some clients that are just gonna be bad and you shouldn't sign them.
yeah.
You know, find those as well.
And that's our work to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Having a great filtering process, having a great qualification disqualification process, like, and that's hard at the start, right? Because we walk the fine line of like, got to make this work,
Yes.
got to make money, right? Like, we're in that mindset of like, no one's coming to save us,
Mhm.
no one's coming to save me. We've got to make it work, right? So there's that fine line of, yeah, do I take this client even though they're not an exact fit, but I kind of need the revenue to survive and keep moving.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're familiar with James Kemp. He's done a bit of work with Darren, but he said a great line, and he was like, you know, you've got to earn the right to be picky. Like,
Yep.
in
Yep.
the beginning, there's a level of like taking on maybe clients that maybe aren't an exact fit,
Mhm.
just so you can go through that and experience that.
I agree.
But I don't think it's great advice forever. But
Yeah.
it's like, okay, can I get some results and level of proof out of these people?
Yeah, I think like this client in particular for me, they were the epitome of like everything that you don't want in a client. I don't think I'll ever make that mistake again. Like I lost money on them
Mm,
as a client. Like I lost money because
yeah.
at that point I was running the ads and doing the closing thing. They were just terrible to work with. I had to go to their meetings every week because they didn't like physically go there because they didn't want Loom videos. So I had to go extra out of my way to go there and get everything done. And no one would listen to me. So I would put a suggestion in and it was like, do this, and nobody would do it. They'd be like, oh, I'm trying it. And then it's like, no, I can see in the CRM that you are not messaging them. So it was just, and then like, in addition to that, it took me a month to get access to the CRM.
Wow.
So it's like, I have learned so many lessons from that client, and I'm glad I had them, but it sucked at the time.
Yeah.
You know?
What did you do to pull yourself out of that rut? Because that can be crushing, right? Like, and
It just
I've
took time.
experienced it before as well.
It just took time.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I got more proof with current clients. I think that was the big thing.
yeah, and that slowly became the overarching
Yeah.
theme. Yeah.
Like even to like hammer in the point, like this specific client, the person who was leading the team, so the team lead, said, I'm calling the lead every single day at 10 a.m. and they're not picking up. Why?
Oh,
Like it's obvious why, right? Like no one wants to be called at 10 a.m. every single day. Like you're probably in your job if you're a 9 to 5 employee.
yeah. Pick a better time. So for a client like that, do you in your offer, do you have any kind of like accountability put in for your clients?
At this point, I just don't work with them. I make that very clear on the onboarding call.
Yeah.
I take the money. I say, I will refund you if you are not willing to work with us in this capacity.
Yeah. Well, it's great. Like I think
Expectations are very fucking clear.
yeah, it'd be super direct.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
onboarding call yesterday, I basically said, hey, listen, like I can get you to rank, but you need to do things for us so that we can help you.
Mm,
That's just how it is.
yeah. I think it is. It's that's incredible, isn't it? In especially in that onboarding process, or even in like, I guess the qualification process, even before the onboarding, it's like just making it very clear that this is a two-way street and a co-creation. Like
Yeah.
and I think some people get a little bit twisted on that. That the consumer is like, oh, I'm gonna pay you, so it
Yes.
must just be you're gonna solve all my world's problems. It's like, no, I have a lot of great stuff, like and a lot of great mechanisms, but you're still going to have to do something.
Yes.
And
Yes, exactly.
it's that great Chris Williamson thing, is it? A lot of it can be just mental masturbation sometimes. Like people are like, oh, information, oh, that's nice. And I've experienced it before where people come to the coaching calls every week and they're going through all the info, but they're just not doing anything.
Mhm.
And one of the ways we have to do stuff to start a feedback loop to work out what's working, what's broken, and what do we need to change,
Mm.
right? And there's something blocking people there. There's a fear sometimes. People just don't want to do stuff because they think it's not going to work, or what are people going to say, or
It's the thought of like failing.
yeah,
People are inherently scared of failing. And that's a motto that I live by, fail fast.
yeah,
And just break things and see what happens.
yeah. Have you have you always been like that?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Broken a lot of hands.
So
Yeah.
that's interesting because I was listening to a podcast the other day, Chris Williamson again, and he was speaking about this guy. I can't remember his name, but he's like that old American dude who has a cigar and he's got the
Oh, yeah.
cowboy hat. Do you know that
Yeah,
dude?
I know who you're
I
talking
think it's
about.
that dude, right? And he says, you know, my wife would ask me if I had a good day, and he said, "Yeah, didn't break anything today."
Yep.
You know that line?
Yep.
And it's like, is that a good thing though?
Yep.
Because like what we're speaking about here is like you kind of need to break stuff to like to start a feedback loop of what's good, what's not working, and what can we do better.
I think can be a good thing.
Yeah.
Look at it this way. So, I was just explaining this to the missus, I think yesterday. Like, have you seen the rat study with cheese and a cat?
Yes.
Okay.
Incredible.
So, for context, when you have a rat and you put cheese in front, the rat's gonna run like 40%, give or take. Then if you put the rat in and you waft in the smell of a cat from the back, it'll run at like 60%. But if you put the cheese in front and the cat in the back and do it at the same time, the rat will run at 100%, if not like as much as it can. So the moral of the story is negative and positive reinforcement. So failing is the negative reinforcement. It's like, okay, I failed. I shouldn't do this. But then on the flip side, if you do it and it works for the first time, that's positive reinforcement. So you need both. And so it's a good day if it doesn't break because you get the positive reinforcement.
Mm, that's really cool. I love that. It's like it's a real paradox, isn't it? It's like a chicken or the egg scenario. Um, there's what's the guy's name? Alex O'Connor. He's a
Yes.
philosopher. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
so he has this philosophy, and it depends which philosophy you believe in or want to go down. But he says humans are death avoiders, right? We're pain avoiders, and that's his kind of opinion on what we are. And it goes back to Stoic and Epicurean, right? Epicurean pleasure chasers, Stoic are like deal with the pain and be tough, right? He says really you can bake a lot of human behavior down to the avoidance of the knowing of death,
Huh.
and but then it's just paradoxical because what's on the other side of it is positive reinforcement. It's like,
Yep.
oh, didn't die today. What does that mean? Get to live another day. That means good, you know. So I think it's just explaining that process to people. It's like lean into the tough stuff, lean into the painful stuff, lean into the failure because you are going to get positive reinforcement, and that's the only way you can ever start the cycle,
Exactly.
a feedback loop. And I think Hormozy speaks about this all the time. Like a lot of the stuff that he says around like undeniable stack of proof and all this kind of stuff is like it's just start doing something so that you can start a feedback loop, so that you can start to prove to yourself that there is a positive return on the other side, even
Exactly.
though it might be painful for a bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like training, right?
Yep.
It's
Yep.
right. Training's the same.
Hurts for
Like
a bit.
it hurts for
Yep.
a bit and but you get jacked at the end of it. So
Yeah.
um so let's talk about offers. I think this is
Okay.
I think I'm very interested to see where you're at with offers. Building offers for me was a completely new thing when I got into the world of digital business. I've been in an online business space for about 5 years now, and only really in the last like 3 years I've understood offers really because like I say, I came from the hair world where it's so publicly normal to get a haircut that I didn't really have to put much effort into working out what was my kind of unique point. The offer was, I'm just good at this thing, so maybe you should just come and get one. And people were like, oh yeah, great. That's people stuck around. I moved into the hair teaching space where I physically taught people. The offer there was like, hey, I'll teach you how to do like what I've done so you can kind of do what I've done. And I was at a really good level. But then in the digital space, it's very like in the coaching world,
It's different.
it's so different, right? So what have you learned about offer building in your career so far? Or what did you used to do? What do you do now?
I used to pick like see how much time it would take and then just kind of guesstimate like how much I should charge. By the way, don't do that. That's a terrible way to do it. Terrible way to do it.
So you would
I would say like
industrial thinking put
yeah.
time to money. Yeah.
Yes, literally. That's a terrible way to do it. What you need to figure out first is who are you selling to? Why are you selling to them? Like, what do they want? What is the problem that you are going to solve for this person? So you look at me, for example, my problem is leads and time for real estate agents. They want more time or they want more leads. Those are the two problems that we solve. Okay. If I am a real estate agent and I need, and I want, we'll say closings, because closings are like downstream from the leads. I want 2 closings per month. I take, okay, how much would that add to the real estate agent? Divide it by 10, and that's how much you should charge.
Hmm. That's what you do now.
Yeah.
Interesting. Cool.
And like realistically, you have to have a unique mechanism. Like, and that's fundamentally just how you get them there. That's
Yeah.
it. So, problem, what's your solution? Charge 1/10 of whatever you're going to make them. And your unique position is what makes your product different from everyone else's. That solves that problem.
Mm. What's that for you? What makes your thing like irresistible to the estate
Google,
agent?
dude. Like,
Yeah.
it's so obvious. Everyone is like, websites, branding in real estate. And I'm like, does your website get you leads? No? I thought so. Okay. We can solve that.
Yeah.
That's it. I genuinely wish it like I had something cooler. It's like the least sexy marketing you have ever seen. I write things, you get leads.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Wow. Well, so what does that process look like for them? So you go in and essentially, or you do turn on ads, or
Google Ads. Google My Business is really, really big. And then just traditional blue link SEO is the term.
yeah. Talk about Google My Business. What's that all about?
Okay, so you know that you're listing on Google for
Yep.
like businesses?
Yep.
That
Okay.
optimizing that.
Wow.
Um, it's actually like super easy once you understand a few things about it. Like, I'll give you a good example. So I was mentioning onboarding. Her name is Cheryl. We onboarded her yesterday. And before we onboarded her, we got access to it, updated it. Just by updating the name, adding products, adding announcements, and updating the description. Okay. We took her from ranking 20th on Google Maps to 4th
Wow. Just by updating.
just by updating that.
Wow. That's super helpful because
Mhm.
I work with a lot of service-based people, and the question is, "Oh, do I do Google Ads? Do I do this?" It's like, that's something you should look at, especially
Exactly.
a brick and mortar business,
Mhm.
right? Like, get that stuff dialed in.
And it's free.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it is insane how easy it is to rank.
Yeah.
To be fair though, that could also just be how my brain works. Like it just clicks for me. But still, it's also really nice with clients, really low churn. Because imagine like coming onto the onboarding meeting and being like, "You're ranking now." Like,
Yeah, it's like that instant the speed to result, right?
yeah, it's
They
the
just
instant
get
dopamine.
instant deep dopamine hit of like, "Holy shit, this dude knows what he's
Mhm.
doing."
Like she signed on Friday.
Yep.
By Monday, we had results.
Wow. I love that. I see a similar thing in my world. It's we have some systems to get results really quickly in terms of like price point and service lists.
Mhm.
So like a lot of people overcomplicate the hell out of their service lists, right? They've got a gazillion things that people could pick from, and you're like, you were just you're watering everything down, and your average sale is just going to be lower,
Mhm.
because you just have too much stuff. So, like this one thing, let's not even talk about bumping prices up to where they need to be profitable.
Mhm.
I can just squeeze everything, take that price service list down,
Yeah.
just give them a few of the most leverageable products, and
Bingo.
they're like, I don't know how I'm doing it, but I'm making more money. I'm like, there you go, and that can take just 1 week,
Mhm.
and their numbers are up straight away.
That's like fundamentally all like really deep into offers as well. Because even if you have like three things for me, like I said, I have the Google My Business, I have the ads, and I have the Blue Link SEO. I'll just say Google marketing. It's one thing. It needs to be like super simple for them as well in the offer.
Yeah, well. Is there certain so speaking about the consumer, is there certain language that you use? Like, how do you speak about something like that? Do you don't break it down into like, "Oh, here's what we do." It's like, this is just
This is gonna sound insane. I almost never talk fulfillment with clients.
yeah, well,
So how we work on retention side is we do Monday and we have Friday and we have Loom videos for each days. And what we do is we explain in those Loom videos what we're doing to show them exactly what we're doing. And the SOP for it is we basically, hey, so and so, like we did X this week, X goal. This helps you achieve X by doing X. That's how those videos are. So over time, they understand how the product works more, but all they need to know is that they are getting leads and what we are doing for them
mm,
and how much time it's taking us.
yeah. So in that relationship, I'm thinking LTV here for your clients and nurture.
Yep.
So you run like a done with you offer.
Yeah.
Is your idea to keep them around for a long time, or are you training them to learn to do this on their own? Or
We basically keep everyone.
yeah,
No one wants to have a Google in-house marketing person. I don't know why. Like it's a very part-time role, and so it just doesn't make sense to hire for it.
right.
You know. So it's like if you can pay us like 2K per month and it's dealt with, and then you don't have to deal with W-2 forms, especially in like the US for certain tax things. You don't have to do benefits or anything like that. It's just easier. We have super high retention. Once someone gets past the onboarding phase, I don't think we've had anyone leave in probably 6 months from that
Wow,
after the onboarding phase.
wow,
Yeah.
that's incredible.
It's so easy. Like honestly, we should that's a sign that we should probably raise prices. But it's nice because we can just be like, okay, this is your LTV, this is what we're doing. And because it's just systematized, we always tie it back to their desired outcome. So they're always like, I want to keep doing this because I want this outcome.
Mm, that's a powerful frame. So I am always in some sort of coaching container or something at
Mhm.
any given time, right? And my frame with myself and the frame that I give to my clients is I'm not where I want to be yet,
Yep.
and that's the only reason I need to stay.
Yes.
You know, am I getting like, am I taking the steps and getting the results in the short term? Yes.
Yeah.
Am I where I want to be? No. I'm staying.
That's it.
You
Yeah.
know, and I don't know, not everybody thinks about things like that. But that's such a cool thing. Is I think it's so clever for you to frame it that way.
Mhm.
I think anybody who does have an offer and is struggling with LTV and churn, like people just leaving, it's like, but are you framing and I can't remember who said it, but it's the next there.
Yeah.
You'll get them from here to there, but where's the next there? Or
Exactly.
where's the do you keep framing the next one?
I think that's the other thing that helps us a lot is a lot of times we will sit down with clients and be like, "Hey, like, do you have any goals that you want?" And so they'll typically say, "Yeah, like I saw this, I saw this, I saw this." And I'll just go, "Hey, just an FYI, this is going to be a little bit extra work. Can we get a bonus incentive? So if we achieve it, you pay us extra."
Mm,
And so that also maintains that frame because like we are working for their outcome.
yeah, interesting.
But like that's the biggest hack with offers. No one cares really how you do it other than that you're unique.
That you're unique.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Is it new? Is it desirable? That's it.
Yeah. What's the new novel or exciting? What's that line? It's like,
Yeah, I don't
is it
remember
new,
exactly.
novel, or exciting or different or something like
Yeah,
that?
something like
I
that.
think Darren explains it. It's like in an offer, you want it to be new, novel, or different. And
It's so weird.
yeah,
Like for you agency, I'm sure like people care about how you fulfill it.
yeah,
Sorry, for coaching, people care about how you
yeah,
fulfill it.
yeah.
In agency, they couldn't care less
Interesting.
as long as it gets them to their outcome and you show that you're doing the work.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
That's probably the biggest pill I've had to swallow in the year. That's why I'm ranting about it.
yeah,
Like no one cares.
yeah,
No one cares about how you do it.
yeah.
They care about what they get from it.
Has your offer creation evolved over time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Um, since the start of the website, it started with like flat fee websites, which is pretty standard. Like you do anything else, you're probably doing it wrong. Then I started doing SEO, and I think I was charging like 150, 200 bucks a month, which is barely enough for the backlinks, by the way. Then I was like, okay, we need to charge more. So I bumped it to like 500, 650, something like that. And then I'm like, I could make more if I did pay per lead. So I did pay per lead. Pay per lead led me to running ads. Um, Hated that terrible system. Like you just put in a ton of leads, pray to God they convert, that type of thing. Then I did pay per closing. That's awful because all of the risk is you picking the right client, basically. You pray that they know how to close. And then I transitioned to the hybrid.
yeah. Pay per close is hard, right? If you got a killer, it's great.
Yeah,
If they're
yeah.
just like closing left, right, center, you're
Or
like,
even a luxury
sweet.
agent. You get me a luxury agent because they will get 120 grand commission checks. And
Oh,
you're like, I'll take 10%,
yeah. So your cut would be 10%. Yeah.
depending on what. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Think about it this way. Zillow, one of the biggest lead gen companies, takes 4D. It's in 40.
40%.
40%.
Whoa.
Yes. And then on top of that, there's an 80-20 split with the brokerage typically. So the brokerage takes 20%. So now you're left with 40% of your commission.
Wow.
And you still have to pay the photographer. You still have to, like, it is insane.
Yeah. So they're better off coming to you.
It's literally, it's such simple math.
Wow.
But the one thing that I will say is I love Zillow because it's convenient.
Right.
So like you're gonna pay more, but you're paying more for the convenience because you can just turn it on and off.
Yeah. Yeah. And so Zillow, I'm not overly familiar with it. What is
Yeah.
it?
Um, think of it like a place where you can just browse houses.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's in Australia. I think it's called like realestate.com.au. It's just
Yeah.
it's an app where it's just got every
I think it's
property.
realtor.com.au.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, it's just got every
It's exactly that.
property available. Okay, so that's
It's exactly that.
an American company.
I believe so. America and Canada.
Yeah. 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 Cool. And they'll just take a big cut of the commission.
Yeah. It's so funny. So many brokers are like, Zillow's like cocaine. It's a fast hit, but it's expensive
Ah, yep. Well, that's
and it's very addictive.
very addictive. Yeah. It's just there at your fingertips. Like,
Yeah.
wow. Incredible, man. So I think it's been an incredible insight into your world. Like, I'm fascinated by it. Obviously, like I said before, our businesses are different, but there are through lines. Like every business needs leads. Every business needs a conversion system, and every business needs a delivery system, right?
Yep.
You need to be able to track people, you need to be able to convert them, nurture them, and you need to be able to deliver some really good shit to them. So all that combined, what does the next 12 months look like for you? What's your growth path, dream life? We sit down 12 months from now. What's Andrew doing?
So I turned 21 on October 30th.
Amazing.
My goal is to do 100K in revenue before then.
Okay, between now and then.
No, per month.
Oh, per month. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gonna do it?
If the sales team gets their ass in gear, it's definitely plausible.
Cool.
Yeah.
What are the big levers you'd have to pull to get there?
I just cracked one of the best cold outreaches you have ever seen in your entire life.
Yeah.
It is a SenseSpark, like I was talking about, basically Loom videos, AI Loom videos that outreach and tell people about the problems on their website. Completely AI.
Wow.
So we can send 100, well, realistically, we can send to however many we want a day. But right now we're sending 100 a day and we're booking 1 in 40. So we're booking 2 to 3 calls a day as long as the setters are calling the leads.
Wow. So what's that program called?
SenseSpark.
SendSpot.
SenseSpark plus
Wow.
instantly.
Wow.
Mhm.
And that's completely AI generated.
It's completely AI. The only thing we have to do is call the leads.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So more of that. So
More of
on
that.
average, how many you send in, say 100 a day or a week?
100 a day.
A day. Okay.
So the goal is one of our setters, he's having internet issues because he's in Nigeria. But once we have that fixed, the goal is to ramp him up to 300 a day. And our hopes that he can book 1 in 30, which would be 10 calls a day.
Yeah.
From one setter.
And that's send it up immediately.
In cold, we're closing about, I think, 30 or 40%, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
Just what we want.
Yeah. Incredible. Any other levers that you're going to pull to generate more traffic?
Instagram ads.
Instagram ads. Nice.
Yeah.
Have you run them before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we finally cracked them as well. We cracked them in the same week as we got the SenseSpark thing, and I'm like,
wow.
let's go.
This is a win.
Exactly. So we have basically unlimited leads on Instagram, basically unlimited leads on cold, like just have to dial the ad spend.
Yeah. Wow. Do you have when it comes to ad spend, do you have a rough percentage of revenue that you allocate or
No.
no?
Right now, like, I need to get to a point where it makes sense to calculate that. Like, I'm
Right,
just
okay.
not big enough.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
So
it's
right
like,
now, is it more just like keep pushing until it starts to work and then you can get a ballpark or?
yeah.
Yeah.
So the goal right now is to basically triple the business.
Yeah. Okay.
So this month we would do 32 if Stripe clears the invoices. But
Come on, Stripe.
Exactly,
Help us
exactly.
out here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is good when those Stripe payments come in. It's like we get that sometimes. It's like, when's it gonna come through? When's it gonna go through? And then like, well, 4 come through at once. It's like, oh, that's a nice payday.
Stripe is the bane of my existence.
Yeah.
I am probably going to switch off because I'm getting an invoice. And I don't know what it is about real estate, but it's like, oh, we don't trust it yet. And then it's like 2 weeks later, it's like, we trust it. And you're like 2 weeks from when I close it to when I get my money.
Yeah. I wonder what's that whole process like. I've heard some people, because didn't Stripe do a whole thing where they actually cut off a lot of their clients
Yeah.
because it was what happened there?
I have no idea.
I think it was some sort of like, regulation or legality thing where that there was a guy that I know in the health space. He was like a functional medicine doctor, and they just they cut him off.
Yeah.
They were like, "Sorry, dude."
I'm
Right.
fortunately in a state, so I don't have to deal with that, I don't think.
Okay.
But yeah, I heard that a lot.
Yeah.
And then I hear Stripe is being slower and slower.
Uh.
Like, I'm honestly thinking about moving to Payoneer or Fanbase.
Okay.
Fanbasis?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And that's important to get all of that stuff really slick, isn't it? Your payment systems and your processing. It's important to find something which is smooth and not clunky. So here's something for you that I learned about payment links. Um, About a month ago, I was this was a buy-in cycle. This guy was in my buy-in cycle for about uh, 8 months, let's
Okay.
say. Right, had discovery call, wasn't the right fit at the time. It was like a timing thing for him. Had another discovery call, and he was like, "All right, I'm ready to go." Like he was super warm, super hot, and he was like, "Let me just give me a couple of days to get the money together." Got the money together. I sent him the final offer doc, sent through the Stripe link. He was in the States, I was in Australia. What happened? It sent through an AUD.
Yep.
He went to pay, clicked the link. His American bank said, "This looks like fraud."
Wouldn't
Oh,
let him go.
lost the deal. He said, and then he said, "Oh, hey, by the way, man, it's have you ever had this before? It's come up as fraud. Like it says this is potentially fraud." And then I said, "Oh no,
Yep.
let me change it for you." Changed it. And he was like, "I've had a change of heart." Dude, so something like that, I mean, that was lost the lead.
I
Yeah.
Mine comes off as fraud no matter what I do. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah, no matter what I do. I think it's partly because a lot of real estate agents put it on their personal card. So when you're doing like a 6K invoice on a personal card, it's like,
Yeah,
you good, bro?
yeah.
You know?
And this probably looked especially fishy because he wanted to pay for the year in full, so he was gonna sign up for a year in full. We're
Yeah.
talking like 15K transfer, and yeah,
That's
lost him.
the thing that I've learned with that is just being honest and upfront with them
Yeah,
about it. I just go, hey, listen, like, just an FYI, we are having payment processor issues. For some reason, our processor shows up as fraud. I just want to let you know, like, we're working on that. We have a couple things in the work. We just haven't gotten them ironed out or trust them enough yet.
yeah,
So it will like flag as fraud, just an FYI.
yeah, yeah. So, and that's what I think I'm gonna do now is say that up front. Is
Yep.
like, and yeah, and just frame it. It's like if this happens,
Yeah.
just beware this could happen or something like that.
Yeah.
Because that's an expensive lesson to learn.
Yeah.
It's a 15 grand lesson. It's like just by not because I could have fixed that, right? I could have changed currency,
Hmm.
but I'd never experienced that before
Right.
because we have clients from all over the world, UK,
You
Europe,
just didn't think about it.
Australia, and never had that problem before. And then US bank account, and it was like this is potential fraud.
Hmm.
So that's an expensive lesson to learn. So on lessons learned, what's the most expensive lesson you've learned in business? What's something that you thought, oh, that hurt? Or have there been any? There might not be any.
I think it's more a lot of small things.
Okay.
Just like, gosh, I messed up this one. 4K down the drain.
Uh,
5K down the drain.
yeah.
There isn't any like 10 grand
Yeah.
ones, you know what I mean?
Yeah. At least it's not like a Gary V size thing where
Yeah.
he missed out on the second round of Uber investments and left like
That would
200
hurt.
million on the table or something.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just,
Yeah.
there's, I'm sure I'm going to find one at some point though. It's bound to happen.
Yeah. And in every founder's journey, I think you need to go through it, right? It
Yeah.
makes you a better coach, a business owner, a leader. It just makes you, that's another experience. Like I remember my previous business, the education business, we had there was three of us business partners, and that business partnership fell apart. And at the time for me it was soul crushing
Yeah.
because I was so it was my first like business that worked. It's like this works and it's good and it felt good, and it almost got crushed like overnight, and it was really soul crushing for me. I was so overly identified with who I was in that world because it was so different to what I'd ever done. I'd just been a 9 to 5er my whole life,
Yeah.
and but now I look back, I'm like, it was so perfect because if I didn't go through that, I can't help people through that process, but now I can. It's like, "Oh, you're having a business relationship breakdown?
Happens.
I've been through that." Yeah, like, I'm a better coach for it now, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and same with this, like, that payment processing thing. It's like I can now warn my clients about that. It's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
if you're using Stripe or this or that,
Who knows if I,
just be careful." Yeah,
yeah.
so it's painful at the time, but and
Mm.
that's leadership in itself, isn't it? It's like we just will go through the pain for others. It's like, you know, I'll try some stuff and I'll learn the lessons and pass them on to you.
Yeah.
And I learned that in the hair world in my previous business as well. Like we were some of the most expensive. barbers in the whole country, and it wasn't for the sake of being the most expensive. It was the sake of, let me just push the barrier because no one else has got the balls to do it.
Yeah.
I'll learn a bunch of shit. I'll just tell you about it.
Mhm.
You know, it's like we were almost, it was game in the end because we were
Yeah.
like, our reputation was really good, so it was probably not going to crash anytime soon. But it was like, let's just keep pushing the barrier until we get pushback
See.
and just see. Like it was fun, and I think I would love people to treat life a bit like that more, as like just one big mad experiment. You know, it's like just be a mad scientist, play more experiments, and
That's the thing with like duos and partnerships. Like if you have that one close friend, you're like, I'm gonna beat you, bro.
yeah,
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I've got one friend at home. We're like, we'll just be like, this is my revenue this month, bro. What's yours? And
yeah,
it's just
yeah. So you've always done business on your own, solo
yes.
kind of thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about having a business partner, or are you kind of cool on your own?
I had one stint where like I was potentially gonna join someone and it just didn't work out. Problem is we were just he wanted to do it his way and I was like, that's we're not doing that. That's dumb. But we just kind of parted ways. We had a potential, but I don't. As much as I like partnerships, you need to have the right partnership.
Yeah, it's paramount, and
No.
it's something that I'm very blessed to have, a great business partner.
Yeah.
It's taken it's like a relationship, it takes a lot of work to get to that point. Like, you have to do a shit ton of inner work, and you have to do a hell of a lot of, um, agreeing upon things. So, like,
Yep.
agreed upon values, agreed upon ways of communication, how things are gonna go, how do we do this, conflict resolution, all that kind of stuff. It's so important.
Sure.
So, but it's like, how do you make a great relationship work? Well, you need to
It's hard.
have, yeah, and you need to have a universal understanding, and an agreed upon set of values, like rules. You
Sure.
know, yes, we're fundamentally different, but we're trying to co-create something here.
I agree.
And I really agree with you there. It's so important that you do get that right.
Yeah.
And you know, I heard this line which was amazing. It's not so much that it's like a relationship or a business partnership or whatever. It's not so much that you have the same dreams. It's more that you have a similar size dream. That's
Mm.
super important too. It's the same as like a partnership. It's like, because some people say, oh, they just weren't, you know, on board with what I want to do in my dreams. It's like, okay, was it that, or was it more about they just weren't dreaming as big as you were?
That's true.
Do you know? And that's the thing in business. It's like, I think if one person wants to go to the moon, or one person just kind of wants to go here in your position, it's like, oh, you want to do it like that, but I don't want to do it like that. That's an outsized dream. It's a different kind of looking dream.
Yeah.
And so that can crush people.
That's true.
So get the dreams looking similar, agree upon the values, agree upon the conflict resolution, and I think that
We can move on.
makes for a great partnership.
I
So
agree.
I've been incredibly blessed with that in my business. Owen and I, we see the world very similarly. We have our fundamental differences,
Yeah.
but that works to our benefit. You know, I think in our personalities we can take different roles.
Yeah.
So he's very big on communication side, you know, sales and nurture, and I'll be more in like tactics, frameworks, you know,
Yeah.
systems, that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. And I just love I just love that stuff, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's really really cool.
That's the one thing that I wish I had. I had a partner that was like harsher. Cause I'm very like, especially with employees, I'm like, dude, like it's gonna be okay. Like we'll take care of you. You're gonna be fine.
Uh,
I need someone to be like, bro, just do your job. You
yeah,
know?
yeah. That tough love sometimes is
Yeah.
what it's the energy behind it as well. And I know people say that like, oh, great leadership is working out how people like to be spoken to, but again, it's the activation point. It's like, why? What do we need to do to activate this person to actually move and
Mhm.
do something? You
Mhm.
know, because they're bringing the whole team down now.
Yeah. It's very much a learning thing.
Yeah,
Very much.
yeah.
Very much. By the way, you two are killing it. I see you guys in the incubator all the time. See the little posts.
Yeah, yeah. Look, we're trying to we're doing our best, and we are, yeah, we've been fairly steady for a long while now. We've we're just starting to rejig a few things, and we're finally at a place where we're happy to scale
Mm.
now. We haven't been happy to scale for a while,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
because you are just growing to pain. And we kind of chatted about this the other day. There's a thing when you want to scale a business. It's like, yeah, you can scale for scale's sake, but also it's like, what are you scaling? And are you just
Just
scaling into pain? for
No, that's
two
exactly
for
it.
two reasons, right? Number one, there might be just loads of holes in the bucket. Like there might just be shit that'll just break everywhere, and that's always going to happen. You're going to have shit that's going to break, but like, you get some stuff fairly solid. But equally, I it kills me when I see people grow into a business that they don't even like. They're
Yeah,
just like, oh, I don't even actually like this thing. I don't like the clients. I don't like the work. I don't like the thing. And at a certain point, there's no amount of revenue that can get you out of that. If you just don't like it, it's like there's no amount of revenue that can pull you out of that
sure.
you know. But we're getting to a point now where we've slightly tweaked the offer, slightly tweaked the avatar and the dream client,
Mhm.
and now we're at a point where it's like, okay, we're ready to send this
Yeah,
thing now because it's like this just feels good.
true.
The we love the clients, we love the type of life it gives us, we love the type of money it can make us, and most importantly for me, I love the types of problems I can help people with. So there's certain models that we've used where I just don't enjoy the types of problems that I help people with.
Yeah.
And that sounds weird, right? Because there's that thing of like, but that's what makes a great life. You help
Yeah.
people solve their problems. It's like, yeah, but also like, what problems am I helping people solve?
Right.
Does it feel worth it to me? And one of the guiding principles in my life is like, I want to fill my life with things that feel like they're worth it. And only I can feel that. Like, no one can tell you what's worth it. No one can tell me what's worth it. But it's so important that we dial the compass to what we feel like's worth it?
I think this is like a weird observation is like an Alex Hormozy type thing. Like when you are doing the work, 9 times out of 10, you won't enjoy it. However, what matters is the outcome at the end of the tunnel. If you enjoy the outcome at the end of the tunnel, it makes the work worth it. But if you don't enjoy the end of the tunnel, it doesn't make it worth it. So it's what's at the end of the tunnel?
Mm,
Your dream.
yeah, so important. So for the dreamers out there, for the young dreamers, your age, or my age, someone who wants to go on this journey, escaping the industrial world, industrial thinking, old school thinking. Have you got any advice for someone that is on the fence? Like, what would you say to someone?
Drink lots of coffee.
I love the Hormozy approach. Highly caffeinate, nicotine, and just go hard.
Oh, and buy the AirPod Pros, not the regular AirPods. Noise canceling is great.
Close the blinds, noise cancelling, loads of coffee.
No, but like honestly, just take risks.
Yeah,
Like that's a
yeah. That's it, isn't it? It's that risk aversion, isn't it? So many people are so scared of
dude.
risk.
I am so risk adverse, but I'm also so analytical. So if it's statistically a good bet, I make it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like that. So because risk averse is kind of like the feelings, it makes you feel a certain thing.
Yeah, I'm like,
But then you bring the statistics to it, which is more of a logical brain. So you can bring the feelings and the logic together and,
mhm.
and carve a path forward.
Bro, Darren's first mastermind, the week before Darren goes, bro, like what's stopping you from just flying to Bali for this mastermind? And I'm like, I don't know. And I thought about it for a couple days and I'm like, I don't really wanna, I don't really wanna, I don't really wanna. And she was like, but do you have the money? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, just fucking do it, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. And what a blessing to have a partner like that as well, like to give you the nudge, right? I think something that I say a lot in my life, one of my biggest things that I look for in a partner as a man is support.
Yeah.
Like it goes so far in my book. Like I'm using the word man. I guess we all
Yeah.
identify as men here, but it's like I think for a man to be supported by a
Feels
woman
good.
and a partner in their dreams and goals, there's not much that feels better to me.
Yeah.
It's like I just need that nudge. You're doing a great job. You got this. You can do it. It's like
Mhm.
because I can get just so engrossed in it, and like I was saying, we're all the way back. This goes full circle to the start. We're wired for solution. We're wired to build. We're wired for the quest. We're wired for to solve the problem, to fix. It's like, and when you get that, you got this. It's like, and go and do it.
Yeah.
I'm grounded enough in me to hold my own. You got this. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, that right there is
I
huge.
think I think the other thing, like, I don't even know if for me is it's as much the like, I guess words of affirmation. I think is what people call it or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Where
yeah,
it's like, you
yeah.
got this, whatever. It's like when I'm sitting there and she's like, tea? You want tea or coffee? And brings it to me. I'm like,
So you're a gestures dude.
Yeah.
You're acts of service, love language. I like
God,
it.
bro.
Just give me the
Just-
coffee. All I want is a coffee.
the true love.
Yeah. Do you love me? Well, man, it's been so cool to chat.
It
Went
has.
in a million directions, but I think that's a great showcase of our minds and how interesting our lives are and how interesting the people you are and what a
It's
interesting
crazy.
type of
Yeah.
person you are. And yeah, I've always been intrigued by what you're doing. And since I first met you, I was like, that's an interesting dude. So yeah, man, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a
Thanks for
pleasure.
chatting, and
Absolutely.
we'll do it again sometime. Awesome.